All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of designing my own dinosaur theme park in Lego. So, today is episode 24, and as you can see, the desert is not here, and that's because I have pretty much gotten it completely done. I've been working on it in the other rooms, so I'll be doing that this episode. I will also be polishing this up a little bit more, adding the towers in. They're not completely done, but just like adding some of the towers in just to make it look all nice, putting the dinosaurs back. And also, speaking of dinosaurs and speaking of that area, we have a name for the Carnosaurus. So I decided to go with Tuscan Productions' name, which is Commander Cody for the Carnotaurus, which I think is pretty great. Um, so yeah, we're gonna go with that one. Thank you, Tuscan, for doing that. I will put you in the mock. Actually, stay tuned for this episode. And yeah, you'll see what I mean later. But anyways, I'm gonna be polishing up some things in here just to make things look better. This needs to be fixed. It's needed to be fixed for like a long time, so I'm gonna try and do that this week. But before I do that, I want to talk about something that I actually did recently. It's a big order that I put in. Just had to move the tower out of the way. So as you can see, I have these clear bricks right here. So I decided to calculate exactly how many of these things I would need to fill up the entire area, or to make the entire viewing area right there, and then also over here, and then on the side over there, all the way here. So it's a lot, and it's 76, I believe, in total, which is a lot. And I actually ordered 76 of them on Bricklink, so those will be coming in at some point. I don't know when, or not on Bricklink, sorry. I didn't do Bricklink because they're extremely expensive on Bricklink. I decided to do it on Pick a Brick actually because that was the cheapest option. So instead of the trans blue ones, I decided to go with trans clear, so just normal trans clear, um, and because that was just like slightly cheaper, and I figured it would look the best anyways. So hopefully that comes in sometime soon. I have no idea when it's going to come in. Those orders take forever, but when it does, I will start putting that in. Also, I raised this level. Uh, I raised the dark bluish gray brick by one, and then I'm gonna have dark bluish gray brick on top of it, and then that will just completely work. I've done it for most of the areas, not every area. Like this is only two, it needs to be three, and then this is only one, it needs to be three. So I have to order a bunch of dark bluish gray brick in order to get that complete. But I've done it for over here, done a little bit of work over there as well. So I was working on this mock a little bit, besides doing the desert. But the main thing I did was the desert, which is exactly what we're gonna go and look at right now. All right, so I got the desert in place, and it's pretty much done. It's not exactly done. I still have to add a couple things, but it's pretty much done. It's basically done. It's a lot more done than it was before, which is really, really exciting. So I will just kind of go over it and show off everything I've done. Okay, so I added a couple of bushes over here. I put this one here because I didn't have enough hair pieces to put on that, so I'll probably order some more hair pieces at some point. Um, and then I just kind of went through it. I covered up the dark orange here. I did that on a live stream actually, so if you were there for that, thank you for coming to that, and you would have seen the progress I did. Um, but yeah, I covered a lot of the dark orange so that there's less dark orange and more tan, and it kind of blends in with the rest of the desert a little bit better. But yeah, I added these raptors over here. This one's kind of crouching down, and then I added somebody over here. And so these guys are kind of attacking that guy. So that's cool. That's Tuscan, obviously. Tuscan Productions. So yeah, we also have another raptor over here. He's just kind of running around, and then we have this thing. So this is my attempt at a cactus. Here, I'll just kind of pull this off. Okay, this is what my cactus is looking like. Obviously, it's not going to have light bluish gray and dark bluish gray pieces. That's just because I ran out of these kind of curved green things. So yeah, the entire thing is sand green, and I just need more sand green parts. I also need more Travis bricks because that's how this is together. It's two Travis bricks, and these things are kind of like opposite each other, and they're connected by a long bar piece. And then we had a little flower on top. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. Let me know if you guys like this or not. I think it looks pretty decent actually for a cactus. It's not too bad. I'm gonna make a couple more of these. Over here, this is telling me to put one there, and I'm probably gonna put a couple throughout the desert as well, just to just to add a little bit of color into it, so it's not all just like a big mosh of tan and dark orange and nougat and stuff like that. So I'll be adding these things in to add a little bit of color. So also thinking maybe adding some green bushes and things like that. Not like this kind of bush, but just like little green pieces and maybe my own little bushes that I make or whatever. Because there are actually some green plants in the desert. It's not all just one color. There is some like alive bushes and stuff like that. So I'll probably add some of those in at some point. Whenever I make these, I will also add in the plants as well. But that will be for later. Whenever I have more parts for the cactus. Let's just put this thing back. Oh, that guy's falling over. Yeah, he's not very stable. He is on a jumper plate, but it's still not the most stable thing in the world. Can't even get this on. Whatever, I'll figure that out later. That's okay. So yeah, now I'm going to be polishing up some things over here and the island, fixing that up, and then that will probably be it for this week's video. Okay, so I not only polished up some things, I also added some things, as you can see over there. So I'll talk about that in a second. The first thing I wanted to do, or I wanted to talk about, is I decided to change my plans a little bit for the walls. I didn't really have any plans to begin with, so it's not really changing anything. It's just actually creating a plan for the wall, which is actually really good. So over here, I decided I want to have transclear panels so you can actually see the dinosaurs, because it's going to be kind of lame if you can't really see them. So instead of having this kind of wall everywhere, it's only going to be on those sides. So I guess I can talk about this wall now. So this is what it's looking like. It basically has a bunch of gaps in between them. Originally I had like only a couple plates connecting the bricks, and I realized it looked really lame, so I decided to just have a layer of plates connecting all the bricks, and they just kind of stack on top of each other. There are going to be tiles in between every single one of these rows, which is going to be kind of a pain because that's a lot of tiles, but it's going to look really, really good if I have tiles there. It's going to look crap if I just have studs, so I am going to be changing that at some point, but not yet. And this is also going to go higher. I just need a lot more plates, so yeah, this mock, it's going to be nuts, man. Like, just getting all the parts for this thing is going to be insane. Like, even just getting more of the curved slopes for the towers to finish those off, even just getting the wedge plates for them is going to be a lot. Like, just, there's so many things I have to get for this thing, and it's insane. And now I have to order even more of these transclear pieces, the panels. They're going to be white, by the way. They're not going to be the blue ones. That's just for me to kind of see what it would look like. I'm going to have to calculate that and order more of those, because the last batch cost me like $90, so that's going to be fun to do that again. And yeah, oh man, it's going to be nuts. If I slow down on progress, it's because I don't really have the money to be buying a ton of parts right now. So yeah, forgive me for that if I do slow down. I still have tons of stuff I can work on that doesn't require a ton of ordering, especially that over there. The coral, I can do a lot of that without buying too many parts, at least for now. So I'll be doing that as well. But yeah. Anyways, that's gonna be later. Now the next thing I gotta do is I gotta work on that thing. I keep putting it off because I don't want to do it, but it's something I do have to do. I'm probably gonna work a little bit more on this, possibly. See how much more I can do with the limited parts I have, but I'm not really sure. But anyways, we're gonna work on that, and then that will be the end of this week's video. Okay, so I did what I said I was gonna do. I fixed this side. There's a bit of a gap here, so I might actually have to go back in and fix that, but I don't really care. I'm just glad I got it fixed. So yeah, I had to redo this entire thing. Like, the pieces were all kind of just jumbled around over here, and they didn't just obviously fit into the areas. Like, they didn't just fit perfectly, and so I had to just kind of redo the entire thing, which is okay. It didn't take that long. Honestly, it was probably a lot faster than just, trying to put the pieces back exactly where they needed to be, so that's okay. And then I also fixed up the trees here, put them back, because this light right here, this thing, keeps falling, and then it hits the trees and it breaks the trees, so I had to fix them all up. I'm going to keep the lights away from this when I'm just kind of storing them or whatever. Like, when I'm not using them, I'm just going to keep them away from this, and this is probably how it's going to look, at least for the most part. I might change the pterodons because I don't like how they're right next to each other. I just did that to balance them out so that they wouldn't, you know, if I had one, it would just fall over. But if I have two of them there, it keeps it perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be it for this week's episode. I got a lot of stuff done. I got a lot of good stuff done. As you can see, the desert is pretty much done. Got the Carnivore Castle. I did some progress on it. I got it kind of polished up and stuff, and I figured out how I'm gonna be doing the walls, which is really, really great. And of course, we fixed up the islands. So next week, I will be working on possibly this a little bit more. There's something I started working on. I'm going to start working on it, or I'm going to keep working on it next week, which is the platform here, which is going to be where the Gallimimus are. So that will probably be for next week. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.